Actually, I love art first before numbers, but my mom wanted me to be an accountant, so I followed her. I gave her a chance. But then you can't deny what your heart wants.
I started it for a year to begin with, just as a fun thing to do when I was having a gap year. And it picked up in the first few months, and I decided to stay back and just do this full-time, and it's been going great so far. It hasn't been an easy journey, to be honest, but it's been a fun one for sure.
I would go for my internship. I would come back really tired, but I would be in the kitchen making like 2-3 batches of macarons, and they would turn out so bad. I have spent, I think it took me 2 months to perfect the macaron recipe, to get them right. Every day I'd have like horrible batches coming out. I even did like a specific course just so I could get the whole technique to it.
Dubai is a bustling city where trends are ever-changing. Amongst them, the baking industry always has something new to offer.
So in terms of trends and style, we're really moving forward. Back then when I came here 6 years ago, Dubai cakes are not really that so artistic as in Philippines or in US or in any other countries, but now it's really moving upwards and way high.
One thing I realized here that there's a lot of new trends coming in, but in the end of the day, they're not very long-lived. They're more short-lived trends.
Dreamers flock to the city, a place where you can find new ideas around every corner. The passion for baking drew them from different walks of life.
Hi, I'm Sahar Latheef. I was born and brought up in the UAE. And I'm actually from India, and I've studied for fashion designing here in the UAE itself. And right now I have a home-based baking business, and I've been doing that for 7 years now. Actually, a little more than 7 years. It's not an easy job. It takes a lot of hours to make a customized cake. I've spent at least 15 to 16 hours on complicated cakes, which are not even the tiered ones. So they take a lot of time, so you need a lot of patience, and also practice makes perfect. I know it's quite cliche, but it is what it is.
I've always been interested in baking and cooking from a very young age. I joined Manipal Dubai to study media, and then I dropped out after the first semester because I realized that that wasn't my piece of cake, and I wanted to follow my passion and hobby, which is baking, and that's exactly what I did. So I joined ICCA in Knowledge Village, and I did my 6 months diploma in hot kitchen and pastry. The best thing about having my own business is that I don't have to like get to a place on time, or like I'm not working under someone, so I'm my own boss. I can do anything I want at my own time. I'm not so relaxed, but like I am a bit relaxed.
Back home, I used to be a financial analyst, a marketing and sales analyst, and a photographer, a videographer, partly. But when I discovered something genuine in cakes, that's the thing that interests me the most. So these were my past before I came to Dubai. As a cake artist, you need to have a lot of skills. Like, it's not just about covering the cake or layering the cake. It's more of a combination of different skills.
Expertise in different skills and techniques of baking are required while whipping up these sugary treats.
Actually, here in Magnolia, we're using the buttercream icing. Because for the buttercream, unlike the decoration that we do in the buttercream, you can just play it. You can just add color on it. When you do a decoration with the buttercream, it's like a challenge for every icer because not all of the decoration, not all of the things, it's from your head. It's about your techniques that you will do.
Coklat spesialis kita memakai coklat modeling. Mungkin di toko-toko yang lain tidak memakai coklat modeling dan kita memakai fondant juga dan icing untuk menghias seperti wedding, seperti batik-batik, seperti hiasan-hiasan di pinggir cover.
What we do is we do old-fashioned cake. We pack them or package them in whatever design the guest likes. But for us, it's important that what's inside is as good as what's outside.
The name 97 Bakes is because I was born in 1997, and it's also because I'm a 90s kid, so all my flavors are inspired by 90s themes. So like we have the cotton candy flavor, we have popcorn, butter popcorn, creme brulee, and we're still coming out with more 90s flavor themes. And there's birthday cake macaroons, which are like splashed with watercolor effect and filled with birthday cake buttercream frosting. And there's a piece of birthday cake in the middle.
Aside from learning how to make a cake and making the fillings and layering it perfectly and all the stabilizing or carving the cake into a customized cake, like let's say for example into a bag or into a human face or whatever, you need to know also how to make flowers, making edible flowers. And this one is made of cold porcelain. This is non-toxic but non-edible. And this one is made of sugar. So you need to know also how to sculpt, like these are different facial expression. And then you need to know how to sculpt, human body and everything. And you need to know how to paint as well. So it's not an easy kind of skills, but knowing all these things, knowing art and embracing it is really something important if you want to be a cake artist. I enjoy making it because of the challenge. It's something challenging, and once I achieve it, it gives me so much positive vibes once you achieve something so challenging. Especially in flowers. If you make the flowers and it looks like the real flower, it's something different, right? Like, oh, I achieved it in a perfect way. The challenge, like, it feeds my soul as an artist.
Gum-based flowers or sugar flowers are something that are my favorite theme to work on. And as I said earlier, like, practice is what made my flowers look more natural and more realistic, like how they do right now. I don't really do gardening as such, but I appreciate even natural flowers much more after I've started making sugar flowers.
How the future of the cake design will go. I mean, there is a lot of innovation, but it's not really driven so much by pastry chefs, it's driven by the industry. They come up with new gadgets, with new design materials or new food materials we can use for design. There's some creative people on here and there, but most of the innovation is driven by the industry, I must say.
The beauty of holding on to a passion is seeing it grow, crossing the finish line, and watching your dream take root in reality.
My entire family plans on migrating to Australia in a year and a half or 2 years. My main thing about 97 Bakes is like, I want to have a shop here as well. Like, this will be the main branch. And I also want to start something, like I want to carry 97 Bakes to Australia. And I also plan on studying more in culinary, like doing an advanced diploma or an advanced diploma in culinary and pastry. Or I want to do like a degree in food management or food entrepreneurship to help me better my business and my skills at managing a business.
You need to put in a lot of practice if you want to excel at something, it can be anything, but it holds true to it. And I'm mostly self-taught, so I needed to practice it a lot more. But for every class that I've been to, I've just practiced and practiced a lot. May it be my sugar flowers or my figurines. I still have a long way to go, but practice is what is making me better, and that's one thing that I would tell you, that you really, really need to practice your craft to make sure that you do a really good job at it.
I couldn't give up cakes, so I took one decision, and though it's not so financially rewarding, but I wanted to be a chef. So I have to give up all those things and then sacrifice a part of my, a part of me. But then, you know, if that's what you want, then you will survive it. Life of a chef is not easy, but it's all about passion. I usually say it's all about passion, not fashion, because for you to survive in the kitchen, especially you're a woman, it's not an easy thing. So you have to keep up with the fight. That's it.